Hi, I'm Bob.Woolverton, your Northwest Realty Advisor. And how are you on this fine day? Me? I'm kind of in a contract state of mind. And what I mean by that is we need to understand how we compute time in a contract because we have a provision where we could have a 5-day contingency that begins and expires on the exact same days as a 10-day contingency in our contracts. How can that be when 5 days is the same as 10 in a real estate contract? Stick around because that's what we're going to talk about today on Northwest Realty Advisor. Okay, so first thing we need to understand is the purpose of a real estate contract is to put in writing the expectations of both parties, what they're going to do and what they're not going to do, and when they're going to do it. So that means we have computations of time in our contract. Now we handle the computation of time in two different formulas when it comes to a real estate contract. Under the statewide forms calculation of time provision, time periods that are 5 days or less only count business days. Time periods that are 6 days or more count all calendar days. Now both of those perspectives have one exception, and that is they cannot end on a holiday and they cannot end on a weekend. So if it ends on a holiday or a weekend, it gets extended until the next business day. So let me give you an example of how this could work, where we could have a contract that basically has a 5-day inspection contingency that begins and expires on the same day as if we had a contract with a 10-day contingency. So let's say we had an offer on our house and the buyer wanted a 10-day inspection contingency, but we wanted to speed things up, and so we were going to argue and negotiate, whatever you want to call it, for a 5-day contingency. So we're saying, okay, no, we want 5 days, and the buyer's going, no, I want 10 days. Well, now here's the real effect. If you don't understand the computation of time, the expiration date could be the same in both cases. And we just had that happen recently, where we had that situation arise because we had two holidays 1 week apart that were on a Sunday. So in this example, let's say we got mutual acceptance on our contract on December 23rd, and in this case we have a 5-day inspection contingency. So the triggering event, which is mutual acceptance December 23rd, we don't count the day of the triggering event. We count the next day as the first day. So in a 5-day parameter, we only count business days. So we had mutual acceptance on the 23rd, that's the triggering event. And then we had the 24th, which we don't count because that's a weekend. The 25th, we don't count because it's a weekend. Now that was also the holiday, so the legally observed holiday was the 26th, so we don't count the 26th either. So now we count the 27th as the first day, the 28th is the second day, the 29th is the third day, the 30th is the fourth day. We don't count Saturday, we don't count Sunday the 1st, plus that's the holiday that comes on a Sunday, so that gets moved to the legal observance is on Monday the 2nd, so that's the legal holiday, we don't count that. And the 5th day that we count is Tuesday, January 3rd. So that means our 5-day inspection contingency expires on January 3rd. Okay, now let's start that again, and let's say we accepted the buyer's 10-day inspection contingency. So again, we have mutual acceptance on the 23rd. That's the triggering event, so we don't count that day. But now because we're at 10 days, we're more than 6, we're going to count every calendar day. So we're going to count the 24th as the first day, the 25th is the second day, the 26th is the third day, the 27th is the fourth day, the 28th is the fifth, 29th is the 6th, 30th is the 7th, 31st is the 8th, the 1st is the 9th, and the 10th day would be Monday, January 2nd. But as we said earlier, a time period cannot end on a weekend or a holiday. That's the legally observed holiday, so it moves to the next business day, which would be January 3rd. So that means our 10-day inspection contingency expires on January 3rd. So in essence, in this case, both a 5-day contingency and a 10-day contingency begin and expire on the same day. So if we were negotiating back and forth and we didn't understand the outcome of this, we would be negotiating needlessly because the days are exactly the same, the beginning and the expiration. So that's why it's important to understand the computation of time, because in the contract we need to have expectations of when things are going to begin and when things are going to be completed by. And unless we know these two different theories on the computation of time, we won't know what we're being legally held to. So that's why it's important to understand the computation of time in your contract. I hope you found value in this video today. If you did, please click on that subscribe button. That gives me feedback that you're finding value in this. And if you know somebody that could find value in this, click on the share button, copy that link, and email that link to them so they can see this video also. And hopefully they'll learn something about the computation of time. And last but not least, down in the comments section, I've got my email address and my phone number. Feel free to use those to contact me. I would love to talk to you more about real estate. I'm in the greater Seattle area. My name is Bob.Woolverton, your Northwest Realty Advisor. Come on back. We've got new videos every week.